Hi, good morning.
Good morning. Wow. Here we are. What a surprise. You're right here. Fantastic. Pig and Dragon in person. And we are at Master Lou's retreat house. So that's amazing in itself.
When you're here in this setting and everything is constructed for us to observe the different ways that she moves and high quality and quantity of practice, which is something we don't necessarily always have when we're at home doing laundry, going to work, managing our households. We don't necessarily connect to all of that the way we can here. When we're here, we get to see some things differently and then bring those things home with us.
We hope. That's right. Master Lou had been here and he was sharing thoughts he had
Mhm.
about what a high quality Qigong practice starts to do for us and how some of those things we might observe in our practice. For example, you're working through meridians.
Mm-hmm.
The energy of the meridians has a natural connection with your body and your organs and moves everything towards a higher level of balance
Mm-hmm.
and strengthens the function of all your organs. That's amazing. Most health conditions that people have are related to conditions of being out of balance. Qigong practice should start to bring things into balance, and then you should notice a change. Physical changes that you notice would be pretty high on the list of, oh wow, I'm doing Qigong. I'm noticing these things,
Mm-hmm.
and they start happening.
Right. And
It's
sometimes that can
interesting.
look like, right, you're here and you're practicing, and sometimes that might look like a sudden cold,
Yeah,
sudden, oh, why am I'm getting all sinusy? It must be because I'm in the mountains now,
yeah,
I
right.
have a cough. Well, but we know that that's a process of coming to balance. Sometimes it's
Mhm.
a little uncomfortable. Sometimes our emotions pop out in ways that we haven't expected. And that's all part of high quality practice and getting back into a flow of energy, a smooth flow of energy. Sometimes that energy has to bust through something that's there
Yeah,
in
yeah.
order to flow smoothly.
I'm glad you said that because we think physical, like if I have a condition, it's physical. But
Mhm.
the balance we're talking about is physical, but also emotional
Mhm.
and mental.
Because we know that everything starts from the inside before it
Chi,
shows on the outside, because we're talking about chi.
yes,
So we're
chi.
starting on the inside with the
Yeah.
invisible movement. And if that's not flowing smoothly, then it's going to start to show up on the outside and have to be dealt with there.
And part of it is like what he always says, quality and quantity.
Mhm.
Like if you're practicing more and there are fewer distractions, and therefore you're wasting your chi less
Mhm.
by doing other things that
Mhm.
because everything's energy, everything's chi. Sometimes we have very good practice, but then we turn around and waste it on other things, often emotional stuff. Everyone, with all of us who are students, to realize that that can happen when you start to build up the chi connection and things start happening.
So before we say goodbye, you're talking about quality and
Yeah,
quantity of
yeah,
chi. How are you seeing that today?
yeah. Well, quality itself is a very complicated thing, I think, because quality means like it ultimately means what's the fidelity of your practice, like how good is your connection to the chi. And so that means like, well, you need to connect to your body in your practice. Like, do you really notice, let's say if you're doing a movement, you really notice where in your body is that happening?
Hmm.
And just what do you experience? And
Hmm.
how much of your body is engaged in that movement, even if it's a simple movement?
Hmm.
And more attention, often it's to joints because our system's a very strong liver system, and the liver affects the joints. So often it's like how open are your joints when you're doing a practice.
Hmm.
So if you do that, or if you're following a practice that he's doing, how closely are you really doing what he's doing?
Hmm.
So your quality improves that way.
So that your quality can connect to the quality that's baked into this
That's
particular
right. Yeah.
booming
I
qigong
think
system,
so. I
right?
think so. And quantity,
Yeah.
quantity is quantity. Quantity means like, time spent doing this. And so more quantity with high quality can give these kinds of results.
There's an inner quantity too. So if you spend 3 hours doing qigong, but the whole time you're making your grocery list and thinking about what you're
Oh,
going
I
to do
never
when you
do
get back
that.
to work,
What am I going to eat for breakfast after my
well,
practice?
the quantity of your time needs to be spent in the whole presence.
The thing is, as you do this practice, other things start to open up.
Yeah.
And Master Lu says, ultimately, you want your gifts to come out into the world and to remove the obstacles from that keep you from sharing your real gifts. That's the dream here.
Hmm. Wow.
Nice.